Welcome to our Sunday main service. This is the last Sunday of June, right? 2024. Those tuned in live stream, you're welcome from all parts of the world. Now, today's topic is quite interesting, aliens. But I think before I go there, I would like to highlight some things prophetically, right? Yeah, here and there, here and there. What is happening in Kenya right now? And those who have been following us and the teachings, they are not a surprise to you. And from December last year, I kept on telling you, if the president does not do things in a different way, there's a change of guards. And that appears to be far-fetched, because personally, I know that he was given a chance to lead Kenya out of mercy. I was not told this by another man of God. The Lord Jesus Christ appeared to me years back, almost 6 years, not even 6, my God. This is 2017, 2018. A long time ago, and told me about it. And again, last year, many Christians like playing this political correctness thing. And that is why Christianity is not moving the way it ought to move. Because, what if I hurt this other religion? What if I hurt? We're not supposed to say anything to hurt anyone. We're supposed to say the truth of Christ out of love for everybody, okay? Now, after the president bowed down to Allah Akbar last year, I sent him a message personally. I'm talking of President Ruto. And I told him, for this, there'll be consequences. When people should hear the teaching ungodly Christians. When you are led by a voice that does not hear God, everything you do is just chaos after blunders after blunders. In the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5, we are told there is only one faith. We should only regard one faith, the Christian faith. That is God. God does not care about you being politically correct. God is jealous. And in fact, those are the exact words I told the president. God is jealous. And what you've done is a mockery to him. Because you didn't deserve the presidency to begin with. It was an act of mercy. You understand? August is the month of freedom. Can the situation in Kenya be salvaged? Yes. By who? Me. But sitabembeleza mtu wote. Because those who follow me, from last year Feb, I've told you how things will happen. The things that the Gen Zs are saying now, these things I told Mrs. Rachel Ruto in State House. Those who don't know, I was her advisor. And I told her I can't work with you anymore because you don't listen. About coming to the pulpit, I'm saying this thing on live stream. I said, you don't have any business coming to the pulpit trying to preach. Stop competing with ministers. Don't be a politician together with other politicians. When you go to church, sit down. Don't want recognition. See, I told her these things. Come to church, sit down. I can't be coming to collect you. I don't know, you've arrived. I said no. And then teaching is going on. Oh, Your Excellency, I said no. That time you remove your titles. It's about Jesus in the house. And the Holy Ghost is the boss. Told her that. The next day, stood up after I have ministered. That was the last time I went to State House. And everything now, look at the embarrassment. You know why? Because we have people who call themselves prophets. Some are not. Some who call themselves apostles. Some are not. And pastors and reverends who surround the presidency for their own selfish gain. Number one, I have never received a salary from State House. And I said I will not. And I said my work is to bring my country out of debt. That's a true patriot. So no one can claim they gave me no money. In fact, Rachel Ruto owes me money. A lot of, tens of millions into almost 100 million. She owes me. No, I'm saying this on live stream. She owes me. I brought her money. The money, she was in deep, you were in deep debts after the elections. I brought you money. You cleared all your debts. You paid all your salary stuff and stuff. Where's my 10%? Yet you're not giving me salary. You're new wheezy. And I told her for this and plus other things, you'll pay for it. Because sikuogopi, I told her. Mimi ni nabii wa Mungu na nakwambia ukweli. Sababu unapenda uongo, unaona mimi ni mbaya, utalipa. You see, and several times I brought in investors to the country. This is live stream. And once, last year January, or December to January, I was out of the country with my own money. Remember, the state never gave me salary. I refused. Okay? I'm out. I am with some European investors and Turkish investors. All they want is to see the government's projects which they can invest in. So I'm out. I call her, call Mike. There's someone called Mike who I prophesied to and is now the Secretary of State. The person you see and talks all the time when the president is there, brown guy like this, that's Mike. I'm on live stream. If I'm lying, don't you have media? Say I'm lying. So I called Mike. I said I'm with investors. They want to invest big time into the projects of the government. Send me the projects, like, in an organized way. A few days later, nothing is being sent. Then after calling and calling and calling, and I'm outside of the country, I am sent UDA manifesto. The investors walked out. This is on live stream. It's stupidity. Until they asked, are you really an advisor in the presidency? What is this? November 2022, investors, I'm in Nigeria with my father, Pastor Chris. I am hooked up with investors. They want to bring in $1 billion grant. I called Rachel Ruto straight. Say, this is happening, blah, 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 blah. All I need, don't need to invest in energy. The energy CS, Chir, or anyone in the office to write something like they are interested in the thing. And the thing was ending that day. And Nigeria is behind us in time. 2 hours. So they could have done it. So no, prophet, things don't work like that in government. I said it's just a simple paper. So that they can know we have interest. Then we are in their books and they release the money. It's a grant. Story, money went. Why am I saying this? Number one, and I kept on saying this in State House, those whom I took to State House, a true prophet comes with prosperity. Does not come to drain the country. And a true prophet from God comes with solutions. Will not only show you the wrong, will show you the right. Last year, again, I sent a bond of 1 billion euros or dollars. Story, as in, okay, again, some investors from Russia and from America. You want to pray first? That one I sent through a lady from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs called Winnie. When there, I was frustrated till I wondered, what kind of a country is this? You are bringing in money to them. You have not even asked for a cut. Then you're going to pray. And MP Osoro knows this. Osoro, I contacted you about this. And the way you're behaving now is how you behaved then. No, it's true. It's nonsense. You want to help your country. Then you have people think they know more than you do. And you have direct contact with investors. People who have money. And these things are not debts. So, unless some things change around the presidency, I maintain the changing of guards. And God does not owe President Ruto any apology or explanation. The truth is, you have let Kenyans down. And I don't speak with emotions, because when he was deputy and God told me he'll be president, I said, he's being accused of this and this and this. He said, I want to show him mercy. He didn't tell me he's innocent. And I told Mrs. Rachel this in State House. He said, I want to show him mercy. After being shown mercy, you become merciless. And I want to put something straight on the record. People here, 2020, and they know this. The Lord came to me and showed me a vision of Evangelist Teresa Wairimu. She's a genuine woman of God, all right? He told me, she has been carrying the weight so much. Help her. And the vision, I explained everything to them. Now, the last prophetic act that happened before the elections, when you're still deputy president, Mr. Ruto, it was you, your wife, and Evangelist Teresa Wairimu, and the declaration, it came from my mouth. All right? It came from my mouth. And Evangelist Teresa Wairimu is the one who confirmed it. I was not around to do it. So she did it. To let the whole world know. And it's the same mouth saying, if you don't change things from the heart, what God had planned for you is finished. Finished completely. It will be an embarrassment. So some people want to prophesy now that they see these things. These things I've told you people from last year, February. When the Lord came to our house last year, after he knelt down to Allah Akbar, Jesus said, I am disappointed in them. So I don't care what you want to say. There's some spiritual things you have to put in order. And because you can't listen behind closed doors, I'm addressing you publicly now. Because for me to come here and say some things, 1.5 years has passed. That is patience. So unless you do some prophetic things, and they are done the right way, within the right divine timing, this presidency is no longer yours. I've been saying this from December last year. So, God bless you. So we can start the teaching now. Aliens. Or those things have dampened your spirits. Something else. This Haiti business of Kenyan police being taken to Haiti. That thing, I spoke against it last year. Listen, and this is to you, Mr. President. Of course you know my face. Of course you know me. I am not an enemy. Kenya is God's dear nation. Haiti is the devil's dear nation. Haiti is the center, spiritual center of demonic activities and witchcraft and voodoo. What is happening in Haiti is not the police cannot work there well, their defense forces can't work there well, their politicians are, no. It's a spiritual activity because the nation was given to Lucifer. So for you to agree to take our policemen, our Kenyan brothers and sisters there to bring peace, what you have done is this. You are legally giving the devil a hand in your government. It is spiritual. Okay, why should other nations influence you to take our forces there, yet America from Florida is just 1.5 hours flight to Haiti? And America have more forces than us. Canada have more forces than us. Jamaica is closer to Haiti. All these Caribbean countries, they are closer to Haiti. What about Brazil? They are very big. Why should they come just for Kenya? Because revival, as it is called, should start in Kenya. And by you doing this, you are injuring that, and you're injuring your own presidency and your children's lives. It's a spiritual game being played by the West. Because Lucifer knows there's something special about Kenya. But he has no legal ground to enter Kenya. So what does he do? Ni Ruto afanye uchokozi bila kujua kupeleka majeshi wetu Haiti. Sema mmetugonga bila sababu, hamna biashara kuwa huku. Then we have a legal right also to come to Kenya. Then the unrest that you see in Haiti, you'll see it in Kenya. I'm telling you things. This thing of Haiti, I started condemning it last year. Why can't America take its forces to Haiti? Why can't EU, or if it's troops, why can't you send EU or NATO or AU? Why should it be specifically Kenya? You swore to defend Kenyans. Unateleza na kukaribu kuanguka. It's spiritual. And that's why I said, okay, let me leave you with the ones who call themselves ministers. I see how they will advise you. Then you will know who hears God and who does not hear God. I'm here now. Everything I've spoken has come to pass. Concerning the economy, it has come to pass. Concerning General Ogola, his blood must be paid for. I know what the world does not know. I was with him last, the Tuesday before he passed on, and I warned him. God cannot show me his sword being taken away from him violently. Taken away from him. If it's being taken away from him, not him giving it, prophetically it means something. And I told him, and this will go all over. And because there were some officers around him, you remember that he asked for his sword to be brought where I was with him privately. It was for this purpose. But the other half of the prophetic act, he didn't do. And we promised each other that he will do it when he reaches home. He didn't do it. 24 hours later, 48 hours later, he was gone. So how comes nobody else in the government, the prophets, apostles, pastors, who pray for the president day and night, how come they could not see that? The last message, since I know you people opened his phone, because the message I sent him when the thing was going down was double ticked. What is that message that I sent him? It's about his life and his blood. So you can know, I'm not trying to hear God. I hear God. Again, I'm the one who told you, and I'm repeating. In Nigeria, when I was shown the vision of Obi. Then Obi was overtaken by Atiku. Then a frail person came and overtook them both. In that order. And I even gave the prophecy in order. Who will be number one, who will be number two, number three. But the one who overtook does not finish, even though he's crowned. That's Nigeria. And that's why I'm going back to what I said last week. Kenyans, you can't be over-reliant on Nigerian ministers. Do we have general ministers from Nigeria? Yes. I never had one Nigerian minister mention that Tinubu will be president. I never had. But there's a Kenyan minister here who told you. Not even told you, I told you the order. Tinubu 1, Atiku 2, Obi 3. And Tinubu does not finish his term. Yeah. So have confidence in your own. Am I bragging on Jesus? I hear God. I hear God. Again, I was shown something. The head of a senior minister from Christ Embassy was cut off from him. All right? And those in Christ Embassy will understand this more than you people here. But then you'll understand. He's involved with a lot of curriculum and teaching in Love World. His head was cut off from him. You understand that? Yeah. Cut off from him. And again, there's something I was shown within this CBD and the heart of Kenya. I was just walking. And suddenly a flood came. And I was shocked in the vision. Because it came from nowhere. And it filled up the whole city. It's a mighty, mighty flood. And filled up the whole city. And I was so shocked. I was almost numb. I could not move. Then, I saw the head of state dangling. That's one. Then, in a flash, I was shown a very senior person in the government, two of them, very close to the president, from Western Kenya. I am very precise. From Western Kenya, very high. And the angel of death was speaking between the two, who to go with. All right? Very senior. One name starts with W, the other one starts with M. All right? Aha. I was speaking between the two. There is an old one, that one is okay. There is an old one, not in this equation. But these two, the angel was speaking between the two of them. And he grabbed one. Okay? What is happening in Kenya is not a joke. So take note of those things I've said. I was supposed to be teaching. Now I'm going into things I was shown some time back. The changing of guards is twofold. Politically can be corrected. Then there's also the spiritual change of guards. All right? When you hear Prophet Angel, when he said the angel of death in Kenya, blah, 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 and the flag being wrapped, it was not the magistrate he was talking about. The magistrate is just a by the way. Remember 31st of December last year, I told you about the flag being on half-mast because of someone, right? Remember that. So, but whatever happened to the magistrate is symbolic. It's an allegory. Okay? The one who defends justice is killed in broad daylight for defending justice. I have understanding. The one who defends justice is killed in broad daylight for defending justice. The death of that magistrate was symbolic of another death which can be prevented and which I am preventing. All right? Yeah. So I think I've told you what I should tell you for now. The rest I'll not tell you now. It's concerning someone. Remember me telling you something about State House, someone's name starting with O and S? Do you remember months ago I told you something about someone in State House, very close to the president, and his name starts with O and S? I don't know, 3 months or 4 months ago? You people that are in the prophetic team, you should check that video. All right? I say these things, and I think I've said enough for now. Those are a lot of prophecies. How many minutes are we into the live stream? 25. Then I think I don't have to teach aliens now. Just that, whatever, just caption it like prophecies, and then we take 5 minutes break, then we can start our teaching now. Yeah, right? Because now someone is listening to aliens and 25 minutes is prophecies. They wonder, aish. Isn't it obvious, sasa? Isn't the aliens? So, are we off live stream?